first time I meet with first-year students, and they sit down in my office, and we don't know each other, but we're all very earnest and excited. I ask them what they want to be doing in 20 years. Now, I ask them that mostly because their faces do funny things when you ask questions like that. But I ask it especially because years ago I learned that Augustana students have an answer that I am very, very impressed with. Because they say, typically, in 20 years, I want to change the way kindergarten is taught. In 20 years, I want to change the place of women in the corporate world. In 20 years, I want to change the way nursing is practiced in this country. I realized a long time ago that Augustana students want to change the world, and I realized that I was privileged, and we all are privileged, to help you begin to do that. So with that in mind, by way of invocation, we are joined here together today. We are gathered in this ceremony of commencement, this celebration of beginnings, in the name of the God who created the world, in the name of the God who created us to create, to innovate, and to change the world. Together we thank God for these marvelous people who are graduating today. Together we look forward to the ways they will create, the ways they will innovate, and the ways they will make the world more just, more humane, and more kind. Amen.
You may be seated. Welcome to the Augustana University 2018 Commencement Ceremony. My name is Stephanie Herseth Sandlin, and I have the pleasure and the privilege of serving as president of Augustana. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and students, I'm pleased to extend a special welcome to family and friends on this momentous occasion in the life of the university and in the lives of our graduates. Today we celebrate the significant and important contributions and accomplishments of 378 outstanding women and men who have dedicated the last number of years to the discovery of important ideas, to building experience, to exploring their faith, creating community, and discerning their vocations. And today we gather to celebrate these extraordinary individuals for successfully achieving one of life's most important milestones, a university degree. But not just any university degree, a degree from Augustana University. A degree that has prepared them for a lifetime of career opportunities and for servant leadership in the communities they will call home. To the graduates seated before me, I want you to know and remember the significance of this day. Today you receive not only your diploma, you also earn entry into a kind of intangible passageway of possibility. You leave here today a graduate of Augustana University, an accomplishment that will forever be a part of your life's record, an accomplishment through which others will immediately identify you as someone who is ready to serve, ready to lead, ready to embrace innovation, and ready to do whatever you can to create a better tomorrow. In addition to Augustana's 5 core values of Christian faith, liberal arts, excellence, service, and community that are now part of the fabric of your life, your Augustana education has given you the knowledge and wisdom and skills our world needs today in the change makers and thought leaders of tomorrow. You, graduates of 2018, are individuals who can think critically, communicate effectively, and who can act with global perspective. Your Augustana University diploma should forever be a source of pride for each of you and for all those here today who have helped guide you in the journey toward this achievement. In addition to celebrating our graduates, today is also a time for thanking God for the many gifts represented among us. In addition to the gifts of our graduates, we lift up the gifts of our renowned and exceptional faculty and our caring and dedicated staff, individuals who've invested themselves in the Augustana University mission, which is to provide an education of enduring worth that challenges the intellect, that fosters integrity, and that integrates faith with service and learning in a diverse world. At this time, I would ask all members of the Augustana faculty and staff, wherever you're seated in the arena, to please stand and be recognized. The most important gift in the lives of our students is the love and support of their families. To the family members and friends that are here today, I want to thank you for entrusting us to care for, teach, and guide your graduate. I want you to know that it has been our honor and our privilege to travel with them in this journey. As these graduates prepare to begin the next chapter of their stories, we also want to thank all of you for everything that you have done, what you've done as parents and grandparents, brothers and sisters, spouses, significant others, and other loved ones who love, nurture, and shape our graduate into the person that we know today. An individual who is thoughtful and caring and curious, an individual who is already contributing to a better tomorrow. Also sharing the stage with us today is a single rose. This rose reminds us of the special members of the Augustana community and our graduates' families whom we have lost during the time these students have been with us. Some we've lost with unexpected suddenness, others quietly passing after a long life filled with service. Let us forever remember and rejoice in the gifts they shared with us. So as we gather today to celebrate the successful journey of these very special Augustana graduates, we pause and reflect on all that has been accomplished to reach this point. We are grateful for God's generous and unfailing love, which brought these individuals to our community and through which all things are possible. At this time, I would like to invite Tom Davis, class of 1983, and chair of the Augustana Board of Trustees, to the podium.
Thank you, Stephanie. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. What a joyous day this truly will be, and has already been. Graduates, on behalf of the Augustana Board of Trustees, congratulations. Today marks an important and significant moment in your life, the culmination of the pursuit of higher education. We are honored and proud to count you as part of Augustana Alumni. Since 1860, Augustana has been a great place for thinkers and visionaries have come to dream big dreams. Every fall, students join us from states across the nation, countries around the world, because deep within them, they are individuals who are hardwired to serve. They are passionate about the power of education, driven to do more, and are relentless in their desire to build a better tomorrow. And we have the pleasure of helping these dreams come true. Graduates, you are our future. You are tomorrow's teachers, artists, journalists, doctors, healthcare professionals, entrepreneurs, volunteers, lawyers, pastors, advocates, researchers, business professionals, nurses, and so much more. You are the brave souls who knock down walls, push through barriers, create new pathways, and find solutions and fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. And all of us here today, your professors, the Augustana staff who have cared for you during your time on campus, the university leadership, the Board of Trustees, we are all excited to say, we knew you when. We knew you when you were just in preparation of all the great things you will accomplish. We knew you when. We knew you when you were in preparation of how proud you will make your classmates, your families, your friends, and everybody involved in this institution. To the Augustana faculty and staff, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, thank you. Thank you for creating and fostering a loving and nurturing campus. Thank you for all you've done to teach and mentor these graduates, for creating opportunities for them to engage in dialogue, to ask questions, and seek answers. And most of all, thank you for helping them discern God's call for them in this world, and for walking alongside them as they've worked to build lives of meaning and purpose. Now I invite Dr. Jerry Jorgensen, Interim Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, to the podium. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. The faculty and staff at Augustana University demonstrate excellence in teaching, scholarship, and service to the university and community. Each year, a number of faculty and staff members receive awards acknowledging and providing support for this work. The list of awards and selection criteria are noted in your program. Please take a moment to review those. And now I'd like to ask those listed in the program as receiving awards to please stand to be recognized. Thank you. In addition to those names already listed in the program, there are 5 additional awards that we name at commencement. First is the David B. Jones Foundation Endowed Chair in Anthropology Archaeology, which is a new endowment supporting outstanding teaching and scholarship in service in the field of anthropology and archaeology. This year's recipient is Dr. Adrian Hannes, Professor of Anthropology. Adrian, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Next is the Frederick C. Kohlmeyer Distinguished Teaching Professorship, which is given to recognize and reward outstanding teaching. This year's recipient is Dr. Patrick Hicks, Professor in English and Journalism Department. Patrick, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Next, the Vernon and Mildred Niebuhr Faculty Excellence Award, which is given to recognize pure excellence in teaching. This year's recipient is Dr. Russell Svenningson, Associate Professor of Music. Unfortunately, Dr. Svenningson couldn't be here today, but let's acknowledge his reward anyway, please. The Sanford Health Peter Schotten Endowed Professor in Government and International Affairs supports the creation of new opportunities for future leaders entering the field. This year's recipient is Dr. Joel Johnson, Professor of Government and International Affairs. Please stand and be recognized, Joel. Congratulations. The final award is the Jane and Charles Zlotic Faculty Research Fellowship Award, given to support faculty research that extends scholarly work beyond the classroom. This year's recipient is Dr. Kathleen Cook, Assistant Professor in Education Department. Please stand, Kathleen, to be recognized. Congratulations. And we are grateful for the generous gifts that were given to make many of these awards possible. Thank you.
The son of legendary and longtime Augustana music professor and director Dr. Leland Lillehaug and his wife Artis, David Lillehaug and his siblings Stephen and Lori were the third generation of Lillehaugs to attend Augustana. David graduated summa cum laude from Augustana in 1976. David counts Dr. Peter Schotten, professor of government and international affairs, and the late Linwood Oyos, professor of history from 1957 to 1994, among his most significant mentors. While at Augustana, David was active on the student council and the debate team. According to Dr. Schotten, David was, quote, extraordinarily bright, eager to learn, an intellectual extrovert, and a joy to teach, unquote. Augustana prepared David well for Harvard Law School. He received his JD cum laude in 1979 and then served as a law clerk to a United States District Court judge in Minneapolis. After presidential nomination and unanimous confirmation, from 1994 to 1998, David served as the United States Attorney for the District of Minnesota, the federal government's chief prosecutor in the state. He won wide praise for his work combating both white-collar and violent crime. For 25 years, David was a lawyer in private practice, representing clients in high-profile litigation and investigations. Among others, he represented Fortune 100 companies, 3 United States senators, Minnesota's governor, auditor, and House of Representatives, the University of Minnesota, the City of St. Paul, and 2 Ojibwe nations. Throughout his private practice, he was well known and respected for pro bono work. In 2013, Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton appointed David to the Minnesota Supreme Court, and he won retention on election in 2014. In 5 years on the court, Justice Lillehaug has authored over 100 opinions. Justice Lillehaug received the Augustana Alumni Achievement Award in 2006 and served Augustana on the Board of Trustees from 2010 until 2013. Married for 36 years to Winifred Smith, their daughter Kara just graduated from law school yesterday. He caught the first plane out of St. Louis this morning to Minneapolis, and we very much appreciate that he has gone above and beyond to be with us here in Sioux Falls in time for this event. Please join me in welcoming Justice David Lillehaug.
Thank you, President Herseth Sandlin, for that very generous introduction. Augustana College is exceedingly lucky to have someone of your intelligence, vision, and record of public service. And it's my honor to speak at your first Augustana commencement. Now, I'm not going to dwell on it, but I can't help but remark that in more than 150 years, this is the first Augie commencement presided over by a woman. As the book of Galatians tells us, we are all children of God, equal in God's eyes. And today, another inequality has ended, and it is about time. And thank you to the graduates, faculty, administrators, parents, family, and friends. Now, every commencement speaker says it's an honor to be here, but I'm just going to put my heart on my sleeve and say it is a real honor for me because I am a son of Augustana. You could say that genetically, I bleed blue and gold. As the president mentioned, my grandparents, my father, and my siblings are alumni. My dad was a music professor whose entire career was about Augie. I remember many, many commencements in this arena, watching him right over here conducting the band. And 42 years ago, graduates, I was in your very spot. I grew up on Prairie Avenue, half a block from campus. When it came time for me to go to college, my parents and I decided it was a good idea for me to leave home. So I moved into Solberg Hall, 7 blocks away. I kissed my mom goodbye in the driveway, and they watched me drive away with all my stuff in the back of the car, and I thought, I'm really going to miss them. And I did, until the next Sunday when I came home for dinner carrying a bag of dirty laundry. Now, it's almost a rule when an older person speaks to younger people, the older person needs to say, boy, things sure have changed since back in my day. So here goes. Back in my day, there was no internet, and all telephones had cords. Back in my day, instead of a screen on the desk, I had a Smith Corona typewriter. And back in my day, all the food in the cafeteria had gluten, lots of gluten. And back in my day, Augustana was a college. I remember well the day 3 years ago they announced Augustana was going to become a university. I was out playing golf, interestingly, with some college classmates, so I asked them, what do you think of the name change? And one of them responded, I like it. I feel smarter already. And today, all of you graduates should feel smarter. Congratulations on reaching this important milepost, a degree from Augustana University. When you think back on this day of graduation, I'm sure you're going to have two emotions. First, you'll be rightly proud of your individual accomplishments that brought you to this moment. And second, you'll shake your head at how little you understood the possibilities Augustana made available to you. After all, and it even says so at the back of the arena, Augustana is the place for possibilities. But I urge you also to have a third emotion, gratitude. Both today and every day forward, I would ask that you remember with gratitude those who helped get you to this day. They may be parents or grandparents who wrote the checks. They may be teachers who inspired you. They may be friends or neighbors who are role models or who just stood up with you when you were slogging in the academic trenches. Some of these people may no longer be living, and their memories are in your heart. But for those who are still living, I'd like you to do one thing at the end of the day. Choose a couple of your biggest supporters, not present today, call them, and tell them how much you appreciate them. Now, I'm telling you to call them. Don't text them. Please call them. Some of them may be older than you, and they may actually like to hear your voice rather than seeing a selfie or an emoji. And if you do what I advise, they will be grateful, and some will be truly astonished at your thoughtfulness. One other thought about the relationships that you've had. When the ceremony is done, and over the coming days, I encourage you to seek out and congratulate your fellow graduates. You have good reason to be proud of them. You sweated bullets with them in some pretty tough classes. Realize also that many of them have overcome their own personal hurdles, family challenges, discrimination, financial stress, and yes, serious doubts to get to this moment. Now, even though you'll be scattering to the four winds, it's well worth staying in touch with your classmates. They may be incredible resources for you, especially when you hit the inevitable rough patches in life. For me, more than 40 years later, the friendships I formed here have been the most important of my life, and I really hope the same is true for you as well. And some of your classmates may reach the very top of their professions. I remember when I was in law school, there was a guy who asked really smart questions in class. I never took the time to get to know him. His name was John Roberts, and he's now the Chief Justice of the United States. So graduates, let's do this. First of all, look to the left of you, look to the right of you, and in the immortal words of Ron Burgundy in the movie Anchorman, one of you could turn out to be kind of a big deal. And do stay in touch with your teachers. Augustana is the home of great professors. Some of them will inspire you for the years to come. And having grown up in the home of a great professor, I can tell you they love it when you stay in touch. Among the great professors here this afternoon is Dr. Peter Schotten, who's retiring after more than 40 years at Augustana. I was in Dr. Schotten's first constitutional law class. He helped me get into Harvard Law School and become a lawyer, and I've always been grateful. So keep connected with this marvelous faculty. Members of the class of 2018, only few of you will end up as lawyers, but I'm going to use the legal profession to illustrate the theme of my remarks today, becoming a public citizen. Lawyers are not part of an industry. Lawyers are not part of a business. Lawyers are part of a profession. Our behavior is governed by what is called the rules of professional conduct. The very first sentence to those rules sets out an extraordinarily important theme. A lawyer is, quote, a public citizen having special responsibility for the quality of justice, end quote. A public citizen with a special responsibility. That is the theme of the profession of which I'm proud to be a part. Well, what does this have to do with the rest of you? Those that will be going into healthcare, into teaching, into business, into nonprofits, into government? What I'm urging is this. Each of you now has the opportunity to transform yourself into a public citizen, having special responsibility for the quality of your community. So, what is a public citizen and how do you go about becoming one? Let's start with the word citizen. It comes from the Latin word civitas, and how appropriate it is that Augustana's honors program is called civitas, focusing on citizenship. Now, in ancient Rome, a citizen was one who had a legal relationship with the state. You may have read in the Bible how the evangelist Paul invoked his Roman citizenship when he was arrested and beaten by Roman soldiers in Jerusalem. But when I use the term public citizen, I'm not talking about one's legal privileges. I'm talking about one's obligations to community. A public citizen doesn't just have rights, a public citizen has responsibility. So let me suggest that you become a public citizen and take responsibility, and let me discuss briefly 3 hallmarks of a public citizen. First, a public citizen has a vocation. The idea of being open to a call to vocation it's a very Lutheran thing. Martin Luther talked about it a lot. And I believe that if we listen carefully enough, God does indeed call us to our life's work. In the words of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., quote, if a man is called to be a street sweeper, he should sweep streets even as Michelangelo painted, or Beethoven composed music, or Shakespeare wrote poetry, end quote. Dr. King was talking about calling. We serve our communities when we're called when we do what God has called us to do. I hope many of you are open to a vocation of public service or nonprofit service. And if you opt for a for-profit organization, look for those that don't just talk about contributing to community, look for those that actually do it. And whatever vocation you choose, please leave room in your life for volunteer work. In the legal profession, we have a phrase for using our law licenses for the public good. It's called pro bono publico, for the public good. Sorry for so much Latin today. The ways in which you can volunteer in church and community are infinite. Pick a couple and find the ones that satisfy your craving to contribute to the greater good. Second, as you pursue your vocation and serve your community, take care of your own character. Whatever you're doing to put bread on the table going forward, most every day you'll have a challenge to your character. Every day we have to ask ourselves, are we doing the right thing? Or are we doing the wrong thing? Now, let me draw a key distinction here. When I talk about character, I'm not talking about having a good reputation. The greatest men's basketball coach of all time, John Wooden, drew this distinction. He advised, be more concerned with your character than your reputation. Because your reputation is merely what others think you are, character is what you really are. Now, if you doubt that the challenge of character is for all of us in this arena, check out these statistics. There's a nonprofit called the Josephson Institute that surveyed 30,000 high school students a few years ago, about the time many of you were in high school. In a single year of these students, 42% reported lying to save money, 64% admitted to cheating in school, 30% confessed to stealing from a store, and toward the end of the survey, 26% admitted to lying on the survey itself. Now, here's the really interesting part. The very last question on the survey was, are you satisfied with your own ethics and character? 93% said they were. Folks, character matters, and it matters even more as you do well in your vocation, and many Augustana graduates do immensely well in their vocations. The people you are supervising or who admire your success look at you and think, well, he or she cuts corners and has moved right on up the ladder. It must be okay to do the same. Well, it's not okay because public citizens don't cut corners. Smart companies recognize this. That's why so many of them are focusing not just on compliance with the law, but on creating ethical cultures. When you start your careers, make sure you seek out employers and mentors within the employers that embody and promote the values that you respect, and you know what those values are. Graduates, Augustana University has given you wonderful tools for success. This institution has set you up to become a public citizen, yet it can't deliver character to you. It's yours and yours alone. One of my favorite quotations is from Mark Twain, who advised, "Always do what is right. This will astonish some people and gratify the rest." So first, public citizens are called to vocation. Second, public citizens take care of their own character. And third and finally, public citizens are optimistic about their communities and their nation's future. Optimism. To illustrate the importance of optimism, and in honor of Dr. Schotten's retirement, I'm going to tell you a story from constitutional history. Although Independence Day was July 4, 1776, our nation as we know it really came together at the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia in the year 1787. Let's transport ourselves back in time to that year, to the last day of the Constitutional Convention. It had been a long, hot summer in Philadelphia. There was no air conditioning, and the city's sewage system was, shall we say, not modern. The windows of the Pennsylvania State House, the building we now know as Independence Hall, were sealed to prevent eavesdropping. And the delegates, of course, were not wearing cool and breathable clothing. Some of them were wearing wigs, we assume. But finally, the convention was in its last day. It was the day for these delegates to sign the Constitution of the United States. Now, it's true that these delegates were not in the same danger as those who signed the Declaration of Independence. Those signers faced the very real prospect of death by hanging. But these delegates had good reason to be pessimistic. The Articles of Confederation just weren't working. Big states were pitted against small states. The national government, such as it was bankrupt. Foreign powers were ready to step in at any time. And the historic evil of slavery had been papered over with a compromise. A slave would be treated as 3/5 of a person, but without any of the rights of a person, including the right to vote. It was not at all clear that this new Constitution would be the glue that would hold the 13 states together. Yet the delegates to the convention were all public citizens, and they had a spirit of optimism. As the last delegates were signing the document, Dr. Benjamin Franklin summed it up. He observed that during the entire summer, he'd been sitting in a chair that had been looking at the back of the chair in front of him, which was occupied by the presiding officer, General George Washington. The back of the chair had a carving on it. It was the carving of the sun. Franklin put it this way. He said, "I looked at the carving without being able to tell whether it was rising or setting. But now I have the happiness to know that it is a rising and not a setting sun." Most of the delegates agreed and left the convention optimistic, upbeat, ready to persuade their fellow citizens to support the Constitution. The lesson: public citizens are positive, they are can-do, and they radiate optimism. Now, folks, it's true, this is an easy time to be pessimistic. Every day the news seems to bring us something new to despair about. Every day there's a new poll showing that a majority thinks our nation is off on the wrong track. But I'm optimistic because I have faith. I have faith in the innate good sense of the American people. I have faith in our Constitution. I have faith in the knowledge that no matter how rich, no matter how powerful, no person is above the law. I have faith that even when it is under attack, the rule of law will prevail. And I have faith in you, members of the class of 2018, that you too will be optimists and do great things. So with faith in you, 2018 graduates, I salute you as well. I salute your brain power and your effort that brought you to this moment of commencement. I salute you as you commence to become public citizens, assuming special responsibilities for your communities. And I salute you as keepers of Augustana's legacy. In the words of the alma mater we will soon sing, we thank God, Augustana, for you. Best wishes to you and yours, and Skol Vikings.
Thank you, David, for those extraordinarily inspiring and thoughtful words that you've shared with our graduates today. We're grateful for your public service as well as your service to your alma mater. Thank you again. And now we will be blessed by the beautiful voices of the Augustana Choir, directed by Dr. Paul Nessheim.
Thank you, Dr. Nessheim, and thank you, Augustana Choir. It was terrific as always. Now, as Dean of Students, it is my pleasure to introduce to you one member of the graduating class, Hannah Norum from Houston, Texas, who will speak on behalf of the graduates. Hannah majored in Government and International Affairs, Religion, and French, and will graduate today from the Civitas program, Magna Cum Laude Honors. Hannah?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Jim, for that heartfelt introduction. He promised that he wouldn't make me cry until after my speech, so I'm very grateful. A special thanks goes out to Joni Kruger and her team for making this event stress-free and exciting for us graduates. A special thanks also goes out to the Augustana Choir and the Augustana Band, who start their summer vacations a little later to play Pomp and Circumstance ad nauseum. Thank you to the Augustana faculty and staff, who for the past 4 years have encouraged, supported, prodded, and occasionally even shared some knowledge with us. Thank you to the thousands of Augustana alumni who have graciously mentored and connected us with opportunities beyond our wildest dreams. And above all, thank you to our families, both biological and chosen. Your support from across the country and across the world means more to us than you will ever know. On behalf of the Augustana class of 2018, I would like to warmly welcome you to today's commencement ceremony. A special congratulations goes out to the class of 2018. We would not have made it here if not for each other's love, support, and dorm room floors to cry on. When I came to Augustana as a first-year student, I felt like I knew everything. I literally could not fail because I was of the mindset that because I had graduated high school, I could do anything. However, that was quickly proven to be false. My sophomore year of college, at the prompting of my relatives, I auditioned for a television game show. An important part of the audition process was an in-person audition, where the producers of the show could judge how you would act in front of a camera. However, this audition fell during the worst possible time of the year. It was a weekend where I had to drive to Columbus, Ohio, the same day it snowed 14 inches in Sioux Falls. However, thanks to the professional caliber blizzard driving skills of my friends, both of whom are here today, graduating, we arrived to Columbus with very little sleep and only 15 minutes to spare. When the cameras began rolling, the producers asked me about my travels to Greece and China during my freshman year at Augustana. When asked which one I liked more and why, I looked straight into the camera and said, China, and then paused for a little bit and said, because it has old things. When prompted to further explain exactly what I meant, my exhausted mind volunteered a comparison. In America, we think things that are 250 years old are ancient. But in China, things like the terracotta warriors are from thousands of BC ago. Needless to say, Greece has old things too. And somehow, I managed to get on the television show. At Augustana, I was introduced to this concept of failing forward. The idea behind failing forward is that you take your failures, no matter how numerous, and turn them into a jumping off point for success. I'm sure that many of the folks here in cap and gown could tell you a time or 200 that they failed. Personally, these failures came in not only inventing the non-existent measure of time BCs, but also in classes like political philosophy, where I had to make sense of thinkers like Locke and Rousseau, or my introductory religion class, where I not only had to learn how to pronounce names like Kierkegaard and Schleiermacher, but then understand their contributions to the philosophy of religion. I have heard similar stories from my fellow Vikings about blowing up a thermometer in organic chemistry lab, and others in the performing arts about playing a surprise solo in the middle of a rest. All of us here today are products of our failures. We have managed to fail, sometimes stupendously, and yet we have still persisted past the times that we sat in our dorm rooms staring at the blank computer screen of a 5 to 7 page essay due in 3 hours to really dig in and uncover our passions. For some, the failing forward that manifested a change in major spurred an interest in ecology, or even to hear a call to ordained ministry. Through our failure, we have discovered the important things about ourselves, but in the failing forward, we have learned the best ways to use our failures to benefit the world. Class of 2018, we are all failures. This probably wasn't the message that your family and friends came to today's ceremony to hear, but as we all leave here today, it's important to be reminded that failure is an important part of our successes. The accomplishments we are celebrating today and will no doubt continue to celebrate, the excellent job offers, the graduate and professional school admissions, are due largely to a failure or two somewhere along the line. Sadly, or thankfully, the failures won't stop once we walk out of these doors with an Augustana degree. There was once a man who failed horrendously. He started off at one college and then transferred to another by the end of his sophomore year. He then grew up and lost a congressional primary by 30 percentage points. However, he never gave up his ambition or his dreams, and he never forgot the importance of failure as a catalyst to his successes. This man is Barack Obama, and he leaves us today with this quote: "Making your mark on the world is hard. If it were easy, everyone would do it, but it's not. It takes patience, it takes commitment, and it comes with plenty of failure along the way. The real test is not whether or not you avoid this failure, because you won't. It's whether you choose to persevere." Class of 2018, it is my sincerest hope for y'all that you take your failures and use them to move forward for not only yourself, but for others. Let us make our mark on the world, and let us also continue to fail. Congratulations, class of 2018.
Thank you, Hannah. We have a number of programs at Augustana that challenges students to develop their many gifts, including honor societies, professional organizations, and student associations. You will note the cords and medals many graduates are wearing, which are described in your program. We'd like to highlight one of these programs, the Augustana Civitas Honors Program our speaker mentioned. This program challenges academically gifted students to be creative and intellectually curious in exploring the responsibilities of citizenship in a local and global community through a liberal arts lens. Students graduating from the Civitas Honors Program are wearing a gold stole. Will those students please stand so we can recognize you? Congratulations. Now that magic moment, the conferring of the degrees. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science in Nursing please stand? President Herseth Sandlin, these students have completed all the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and I am pleased to present them to you at this time for the conferring of the degrees.
By the authority vested in me by the Augustana University Board of Trustees and upon the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon each of you the degree Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science in Nursing with all of the rights, responsibilities, and privileges pertaining thereto. Please come forward to receive your diploma. With the exception of the first row, the rest of you may be seated.
Laul Dawit Abebe. Emily Suzanne Adamson, cum laude. Zachary Joseph Adkins. Omaye Aduku. Macy Ann Allers. Izzadeen Zakir Ahmed. Michael Seyum Alemu. Courtney Lee Almendinger, summa cum laude. Shai Rosia Almont, magna cum laude. Adam Michael Anderson. Elizabeth Laura Anderson, magna cum laude. Courtney Lynn Arthur, magna cum laude, civitas honors. Marcus James Asmus. Colin Jeffrey Ayers. Sage Annie Baker. Kyler Robert Bayer, magna cum laude. Paige N. Baker. Alex Jordan Banker, cum laude. Taylor Diane Banks, magna cum laude. Michael Lois Barnes. Lucas James Bartle, summa cum laude. Morgan Millie Beener. Tyler Charles Beck, magna cum laude. Emma Louise Bailing, summa cum laude, civitas honors. Coulter Allen Benson. Erin Nicole Benson. Connor Bjorn Berg. Hannah Lee Bergsbakken, magna cum laude. Muse Nagasie Berhane. Zachary Robert Bingen, magna cum laude. Wiley James Bistadu. Brooke Bleeker, Civitas Honors. Christian Stanton Beckler, magna cum laude. Will David Bordewijk, Civitas Honors. Maxwell Xavier Boyum. Matthew Peter Brazendale. Noah Gilbert Brown. Lauren Marie Brownrigg, cum laude. Cole Edmund Bruning, Civitas Honors. Li Huang Bui. Brianna Lou Birkeland, summa cum laude. Logan Adair Burns. Michaela Elizabeth Burns. Logan David Callahan. Andrea Lynn Karstensen, magna cum laude. Alexandra Sue Cassidy, magna cum laude. Lee Chen. Brooke Julia Christensen. Berkeley Sky Dar. Kelsey Nicole Deason, cum laude. Caitlin Tammy Derby, magna cum laude. Trevor Hall DeShepard. Mark Ronald DeSpiegler. Hunter Douglas Detler. Brooklyn Lee DeVries, summa cum laude. Daniela Diaz, cum laude. Wyatt Evan Bergen Sook Dixon, magna cum laude. Maggie Donovan, magna cum laude. Catherine J. Eliason, summa cum laude. Brody Allen Ellier. Mackenzie Lee Essig. James Richard Even. Alexandra Sue Fairchild, cum laude, Civitas Honors. Erica Jane Farr. Amanda Marie Fixie. Carrie Jean Flatness. Brooke L. Fossum. Matthew Wayne Fujinami, cum laude. Sydney Lynn Gady, magna cum laude. Gabrielle Luis Garcia. Sophia Ann Geister-Jones, Civitas Honors. Christina Eva Geistfeld. Taylor Nicole Gibson. Alyssa Nicole Gilbertson, cum laude. Brandon Lee Gildemaster. Valerie Diane Gildemaster. Kayla Lynn Gillis. Jonas Yesdahl, magna cum laude. Jeffrey Ryan Glassburner, magna cum laude. Miranda K. Goldimer, magna cum laude. Caitlin Nicole Graber, summa cum laude. Jeffrey Allen Gray Loeb, magna cum laude, Civitas Honors. Margaret Mary Green. Thomas John Green. Abigail Jean Gustafson. Nicole Grace Hobby. Robert Hager, magna cum laude. Ryan Bernard Harrington. Jenna B. Hartzler, cum laude. Jonathan James Heiberger, magna cum laude. Paul Louis Herbis. Colin M. Holt. Katie Louise Holtz. Kirby Alexander Hora, summa cum laude. Michaela Joan Horstman, magna cum laude. Anthony Allen Huber. Travis Huber. Luke Joseph Hurley, magna cum laude, Civitas Honors. Caitlin Rebecca Jansen. Jesse R. Jensen. Madeline Elizabeth Johnson. Russell Jordan Johnson. Peyton Tressa Spencer Jones. Jessa Joy Cack. Justin Dale Couts, cum laude, Civitas Honors. Hannah Marie Kiersted, summa cum laude. Carliana Nicole Kelly. Sydney Michael Kelly. Kyle Joseph Kettler, magna cum laude. Adam Kirkus, cum laude. Chase Allen Klingeman, summa cum laude. Parker Richard Klitsky. Tessa Ray Noller. Kayla Joe Knutson, summa cum laude, civitas honors. Allison Catherine Kane, magna cum laude. Michael James Kolbeck, magna cum laude. Benjamin A. Knold, cum laude. Jessica Francis Koskovich. Bailey Kramer. Sydney Nicole Kreitzman, civitas honors. Austin J. Cronky, summa cum laude, civitas honors. Abigail E. Kropensky. Riley Nicole Kolka, magna cum laude. Cassandra Elizabeth Lamb. Joshua Allen Lambert. Joseph Scott Lambrecht, magna cum laude. Carl William Lang, summa cum laude. Alexander James Larson. Haley Marie Laughlin. Tori Catherine Leon. Carol Elizabeth Leon. Bruce Michael Lemon Jr. Lane Pete Latu. Kendra K. Litka. Nicole Alexandra Little. Kaya Julie Levon. Cheng Ha Liu. Allison Jane Lingen. Taylor Alexis Mahachek, cum laude. Christopher John Mayen. Mackenzie Main, cum laude. Gabrielle Joy Malminger. Kyle Andrew Marks, magna cum laude. Daniel Shea Matzner, civitas honors. Tia Marie McKillop, magna cum laude. Catherine Ann McLaughlin. Amber F. Mendering. Skyla Haley Mendoza. Alexander John Meyer, summa cum laude. Hannah Marie Milbrath, magna cum laude. Cameron Joe Miller. Kaylee Alyssa Miller, magna cum laude. Robert John Miller. Lauren Jean Mills, magna cum laude. Maren Christine Miner. Davis Robert Moeller. Kelly Elizabeth Moeller. Brock Stannard Morgan. Amy Lynn Moss, cum laude. Tressa Julia Munger. Caitlin Ann Munson. Trevor John Nas. Abel Mulugeta Nagash. John Miller Nelson, Civitas Honors. Joseph Frederick Newman, magna cum laude. Jake Patrick Niedringhaus. Riley Jacob Nordquist. Hannah Claire Norum, magna cum laude, Civitas Honors. Shay Haley Norris. Elijah Alexander Noterman. Erin Elizabeth Nutzman, Civitas Honors. Taylor Justine Olson, cum laude. Deidre Eileen Osborne. Chinwendu Berthi Wadibia. Evelyn Osei. Alexis Nadine Peterson. Chet M. Perenboom, cum laude. Megan E. Peterson, magna cum laude. Alexandra Marie Peterson. Paige Ann Kaylee Peterson. Brandon Dean Path. Sky Venancio Pineda. Haley J. Pluchek, magna cum laude, Civitas Honors. Kristen Ann Pepping. Rachel Lee Poland. Lucas Aaron Priner, cum laude. Caden Mario Quintanilla, magna cum laude. Mary Margaret Reyes. Nishma Loudmilla Ramdan, magna cum laude. Oscar Orlando Ramirez Hernandez. Isaiah Rengel Jr. Joshua Shea Ryder, magna cum laude, Civitas Honors. Graham Richard Rezegi. Brooke Ann Ryerson. Jesse James Riddle. Shelby Renee Riker. Reed Mason Ritterbush, summa cum laude. Eliana Alyssa Rivera. Catherine Helen Rivers, magna cum laude. Hunter Vincent Robinson. Sarah Marie Roeder, magna cum laude. Allison Colleen Rolog, cum laude. Kylie Marie Rome. Jared Joseph Rubedo. Alyssa Josephine Runia. Jacqueline Marie Rush, cum laude. Naomi Noel Rust, magna cum laude. Nathaniel Garrett Sackett. Taylor Michael Salava. Tara Lynn Sandgren. Stephen Gary Schaefer. Garrett John Shemp, magna cum laude. Emma Ray Schmidt, magna cum laude. Kaylee Cooper Shore. Peter Shuking, magna cum laude. Caitlin Avery Schultz. Rhiannon Elaine Schweitzer. Abigail Marie Sell, summa cum laude, civitas honors. Michael Joseph Schaefer, cum laude. Christopher Pete Sharp, cum laude. Lydia Hurd Simmons. Kendra Renee Slagle. Layla Smilovich. Cassidy Nicole Soli. Abel Mesfin Solomon. Jordan Conrad Spencer. Justin Aaron St. Sauver, cum laude. Taylor Russell Stacy, magna cum laude. Colton Wayne Steer. Anna Negusier Stefanelli, cum laude. Kira Danielle Stiles, magna cum laude. Kelsey Renee Stutz, magna cum laude. Isla Sundstrom, summa cum laude, civitas honors. Noah Sundstrom, civitas honors. Thomas Wayne Tao. Benjamin Paul Trenny, civitas honors. V. Huang Ching, cum laude. John Howard Turner. Zachary Paul Tushin, summa cum laude. Summer K. Ulrich, magna cum laude. Theodore Daniel Urch. Madeline Alyssa Valentine. Alexander Selwyn von Herfink. Christine K. Van Herde. Dylan M. Vanthoff. Amber Janae Veldman, magna cum laude. Mariah Ann Viator. Lincoln David Voss. Matthew James Wagner, summa cum laude. Lauren Michelle Waite, cum laude. Luke Roman Wanyas. Emma Christina Ward. Jacob Thomas Wargo. John Thomas Waters. Matthew Gregory Watt, cum laude. Dakota Levi Wavrek. Ekram Tahir Wahabrabi. Million Fatui Weldai. Anthony Michael Welter. John White. Jamie Lynn Whiting, summa cum laude. Kyle Anthony Widman, cum laude. Les Allen Williams. Laura May Wilsey, magna cum laude. Emily Ruth Wimmer. Grace Marie Winters, cum laude. Rachel Jean Wiesner, magna cum laude. Nathaniel James Wolverton. Cheyenne R. Zepfier. Karima Yakubu. Blake Richard Ziegler, cum laude. Emily Ann Onenson. Anna Marie Anderson, magna cum laude. Bethany Sarah Anderson. Hannah Irene Anderson. Hannah Elizabeth Atkinson. Rachel Mary Chalice, summa cum laude. Samantha Ann Cumberland. Lydia Michelle Anderson. Sarah Nitsana Fisher, magna cum laude, civitas honors. Hannah Leslie Glowacki. Carter Lee Gronseth. Allison Jean Hasvold. Abigail Christine Hatch. Logan May Huskies. Haley Rose Johnson. Brody Jean Jorensen. Kyla Hertzgard Kincaid. Riley Elizabeth Clagle. Eleanor Catherine Knowles, cum laude. Hannah Marie Crowder, cum laude. Molly Christine Lorenzen. Abby Olivia Lusk. Kelly Eileen McConville. Callie Jean Nordberg, magna cum laude. Logan Nicole O'Farrell, magna cum laude. Presley Jade O'Farrell, magna cum laude. Emma Patricia Paulson. Kayla Marie Peterson, cum laude. Allison Rose Roberts, cum laude. Haley Schonecker, magna cum laude, civitas honors. Kara Nicole Schrader. Abby Lynn Schulte, magna cum laude. Sarah Jessica Sinchins. Summer L. Smith, summa cum laude. Callie Kincaid Stenson, magna cum laude. Lindsay Taft, magna cum laude. Stephanie Ray Tushin, magna cum laude. Samantha K. Timkowitz, magna cum laude. Sonia Marie Vermillion.
In 2015, Augustana began an endeavor called the Augie Access program. This program invites young adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities to participate in post-secondary educational experiences. It is with great joy that we present the first completers of this program to receive their certificate of completion. Will the Augie Access students please rise? President Herseth Sandlin, these students have completed all the requirements for the certificate of completion from the Augie Access program, and I am pleased to present them to you at this time for the awarding of their certificates.
By the authority vested me in the Augustana University Board of Trustees and upon recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon each of you the certificate of completion from the Augustana Access program with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Please come forward to receive your certificate.
Ajay Anand Batara. Brett Zimmerman Billiter. Joshua David Brooks. Joshua Eric Kingsbury. Wade Joseph Spillum.
Congratulations, Augie Access students. Thank you for your contribution to the Augustana community. Now, will all of our graduates please rise once again? You may now turn your tassels to the left as a symbol of your accomplishment. Congratulations, and ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you the class of 2018 of Augustana University. You may now be seated. And at this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Jeff Oakland, class of 2002, who brings greetings from the Augustana Alumni Association.
Well, thank you, Stephanie. Well, once again, personal congratulations to each and every one of you from the entire Augustana alumni community. You know, as today, as you transition out of being a student and into a role of an alum, it's a new relationship with the Augustana community. And a little bit about the Augustana Alumni Association. There's nearly 30,000 graduates in all 50 states and in 38 countries around the globe. And as you make this transition today, I really would just encourage each of you to be intentional and be deliberate about staying engaged and staying informed with your alma mater. When possible, come back to campus for events, especially for Viking Days. Stay informed, be engaged through social media and other online resources. In particular, watch for events by the Augustana Gold Council, which is a group of young alums that put on fun events for new graduates like you guys. Utilize all that the Success Center has to offer, especially now that you are alums. So again, I want to be brief. I just want to say congratulations again to each and every one of you. Welcome to the Alumni Association. And lastly, as I look around and I see a lot of familiar faces from my past and as well as my present, many people in here know Augustana is a wonderful place filled with wonderful people. So be very proud to call yourself an Augustana University graduate. So at this time, I would invite you to stand as we sing the Augustana Alma Mater.
Thank you to all who have made this day possible. Dr. Brian Hannigan, Director of the Augustana Band, and Dr. Paul Nessheim, Director of the Augustana Choir. Thank you to Justice Ilahaug and Hannah Norum for inspiring us today with your words of encouragement and wisdom. Thank you to Jennifer Miners and the advancement team, and to Joni Kruger and the Registrar's Office staff for coordinating the many details that go into this ceremony. And lastly, thank you, Augustana class of 2018, for all you have done during your time here at Augustana University and the ways that you've influenced our campus community. And thank you for all that you will do to make the world even better. And remember, once a Viking, always a Viking. Come back and visit us often. May God bless each of you and your families, and may God bless Augustana University. Thank you.
Many of the students here who have studied with me have read a powerful book by Tim O'Brien. The book is The Things They Carried. You may have read it with me, you may have read it with several people here. If you have not read it, I recommend it. Those of you who have read it, you may remember that I love a particular sentence in that book. A sentence in which O'Brien makes reference to having a hard, aching love for the world. I mention that so that you will notice when I quote it in the benediction. I mention it so that you will think about it, and I mention it so that you will remember it. With that love in mind, I ask you all to join me in this benediction, to join me in offering prayers of blessing for these wonderful people who are now graduated. May the God of creation and of all creativity give you a life that is rich and full of challenges that are stronger and ask more of you than you could possibly imagine today. May the God of all peace use you to bring peace and kindness wherever you live and work. And may the God of hope fill you with a hard, aching love for what the world could be and always should be, but now is not. May God bless you and keep you always. Amen.